Well, I am going to give you a little brief context, like about the new information architecture and navigation project. The Planet 4 former site structure had a few deficiencies, and this is the site structure that many of the Greenpeace sites over the globe are currently using. And we identified a few problems with this, and like the idea to implementing this is to be able to address them. Some of the problems that we encountered while doing this, while studying the engagement of these pages, was that they had a confusing web structure, which made it very hard for users to find the content that they were looking for. Also, there was like bad findability of topics of interest, for example, how to get involved, victories, scientific research, environmental issues, news and stories, and also information about Greenpeace. And it also wasn't not only like hard to find, but sometimes that content didn't even exist in the pages. So I'm sure you can relate. I don't know if this happens as well in Greenpeace Australia. I guess it does.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So then, yeah, so you're not alone, don't worry. And we figure out some ways to tackle this issue. The solutions that we have been proposing is we created some specific pages templates for each of these contents. For example, for news and stories or particular environmental issues. These templates are supposed to cover everything that the user would like to know regarding these specific topics. We also think that part of the solution is restructuring the pages. This was done like intuitively before. People would, like the editors would write the content and just put the tags that they thought that were relevant, but didn't really know like how to categorize that, and maybe put post types and also themes, like some things that don't really make sense in a whole. So then we figure like best practices to be able to put better order and organization of the page to make it easier for the user to find what they're looking for. And also we want to approach this like creating a new navigation as a whole in the web page, so to address the same thing, so that users can navigate the page easier and that they can find what they're looking for. And the new pages, as I was telling you before, like they were developed for different topics and to address different needs of the users. So I'm gonna explain it. Yeah, for example, there exists like this new page, which is called the Get Informed page, which is an overview page of information, and the goal is simple. We should like show who Greenpeace is, and more importantly, the topics we're working on. And it's made of not all of the blogs, but some of the blogs that you are already familiar with. Yeah, so we have this one, which is the high-level topic page, which is a high-level topic Greenpeace actively works on. In order of priority, they should summarize high-level problems, solutions, and Greenpeace focus of area, inform through visual storytelling, showcase related stories and news, and offer various ways for people to engage. And high-level topics are present in the navigation, parent to deep dive topics, fairly long-term evergreen, and tied to WordPress categories. If you ever you're gonna have access to this presentation, and you can these links are gonna be available for you to look at the Figma files in case you need them. The next one is the deep dive topic, which is focused on more granular topics within the high-level topics. They summarize more granular problems, solutions, and Greenpeace focus areas. They offer various ways for people to engage. They inform through visual storytelling and showcase related stories and news. Deep dives topics are present on high-level topic pages. They are under one high-level topic. If they are not, then they can be called a tag, and they are fairly long-term evergreen. The next one, it's called the Take Action page, which is the homepage for all the actions the visitors can take in your page. This is relevant to share information about what your NRO is doing, how they can participate or raise awareness, or even donate and become a Greenpeace supporter. We also have the action page, which are focused on a specific problem, have a specific goal, target, and often relate to a deep dive topic. They highlight a specific call to action, they summarize the specific problem and solution, they showcase related action or news. So they might also like show campaigns which are present on the Take Action page, listed on the relevant high-level topic page, and actively maintained and archived upon the campaign's end, and royally linked to from other pages. Okay, this is like some instructions from the backend. Yeah, okay. So those are more or less the templates that already exist, and they should be useful for you in case you decide to use them. I guess you will. It makes sense, but I don't really know. Yeah, so the tagging categories, like as we were discussing in the previous versions of before, like it was done intuitively, but now we have like some recommendation of how they should be treated. Categories are a WordPress taxonomy that is hierarchical. It's supposed to be used for high-level topics such as oceans, plastic, climate change. That each one of those would be a taxonomy term. And these categories should be representing the new site structure. So this is very important, and this should have a lot of content nested underneath. And a post should only have one category and one subcategory. Tags, on the other hand, they're not hierarchical. They used to be used like that. I know you do not use them, but other Greenpeaces use them as their main, like structure, and this doesn't really works. So they should be really treated as standalone entities. They should only be available in posts for users to see all related posts. And compared to categories which encapsulate a broader concept, tags should be strictly content specific. Example, hashtag shell, hashtag plastic ban, etc. So basically, Planet 4 should use tags the same way social media does. As I said, they are standalone entities and they are narrowed to the content of the post. They appear normally at the bottom of a post page. Clicking on one tag lands the user on a tag listing page so that all posts related to that tag are grouped, and it can also group other content type. So then, just like to go over to what I just said, categories are meant to be high-level topics. So the main topics that are currently, well, okay, no, this doesn't apply to you, but yeah, in other P4 websites, these high-level topics were treated as tags. And tags on post pages are intended for more granular content and should be used to show visitors content specific to a post, and they should be used to group content dynamically on listing pages. And we do have other page templates, which are the listing pages. There exists the category listing page and the tag listing page. So in short, these category listing pages cluster high-level topics together with a list of posts related to a topic, making relevant content easily accessible to both user and search engines. In short, they cluster content posts together. They have a listing page with all the content, And as I said previously, this is so you won't forget, categories are high-level topics or type topics, and they're fairly long-term, but can be added to. So please note that instead of using a listing page for categories, you could do a redirect to the high-level topic pages as Greenpeace Nordics did. Yes, these are all decisions that you're gonna take like further down the line. And the new tag listing pages is basically the same thing, but with tags. They cluster recurring topics together with a list of posts related to a topic, making relevant content easily accessible to both user and search engines. They cluster content together, have a listing page with all tagged content. And tags are not high-level topics, neither deep dive topics. They are only to be used as recurring topics, and they are more or less fairly long-term, but can be added to in time. So now I will talk about a little about what taxonomy is, and what good practices we have to take into account before like talking about it. So taxonomy is a practice of categorization or classification, and a taxonomy for your website starts with being intentional about the terms you use. So the activity of agreeing on what those words mean and choosing which ones to use or building a controlled vocabulary are the first steps of creating a taxonomy. In a digital context, a taxonomy is the arrangement of these terms in a way that makes sense to the users of your website, so they can easily search your content and find what they're looking for. Some of the best practices to define our taxonomy, it's gonna be know your target audience, because like the primary goal for the taxonomy you will create is to help your audience find the information they need. So once you clearly understand who your target audience is, it becomes easier to create a taxonomy that addresses their specific needs. That takes us to the next point, which is to use relevant language for each audience. Understanding the language used by your users is very important when creating a taxonomy. You can find the language of your supporters by taking the time to find out how they talk about your organization. And once sure about the language, we should use it when building our taxonomy. We should also unify this across our organization. It's a good idea to share and use the same taxonomy across all of our business units to ensure a common language and understanding. We should totally keep in mind that our supporters know or see Greenpeace as a single entity and not as separate units. So we should definitely try to speak the same language. Also, we have to keep in mind that taxonomy is not a one-time event. There's going to be a need further down the line to add new content as our organization goals grow. So this means that you have to plan to examine the existing structure and modify it as needed in the future. Because taxonomy is a living document and shouldn't be just one-shot exercise. It needs to be retested and updated on a regular basis. Something that we should also pay attention to is to focus on reduction. A complex taxonomy is not very good for findability. So you want to make your content more accessible, and the best approach is finding a balance between having the accurate information and reliable, but also being easy enough so to be like accessible for the user. We should also ensure that the taxonomy we're using supports search, website navigation, and integration with other potential applications or social media communications. And also down the line, you would have to define clear content management rules, which is like who can create what, regarding categories and tags, who owns what, and who maintains what. So that is important so that if you establish things right now, that the things get respected, and so that you do not lose the structure that you are establishing right now. Okay, so this is just like a little information for you to keep in the back of your head for further exercises down the line that we're gonna do. Okay, so I will be using the handbook to explain a little about how we recommend that you build your navigation. Before you start, as we had discussed before, it's important that you start working on your taxonomy. Our recommendations regarding the navigation are the following. Most of our site's navigation menus are currently only displaying Act and Explore as main categories. But after thorough research, we have concluded this to be too confusing for end users, as these concepts are too vague. There's no other entry points or subcategories to find the specific information users are looking for. So we really recommend to provide clear main categories that are easily accessible in order to meet users' needs and expectations. These recommendations are not set in stone, but should be considered as a framework for the new site structure and content. Of course, there is a lot of flexibility around this to customize these recommendations according to your NRO's needs and content. And also, of course, that the wording can be different depending on the region you are in, and obviously the audience that this is directed to. Okay, so the main categories we recommend for your navigation are About Us, Get Informed, Take Action, News and Stories, and Donate. Okay, if you want to see further information about how we took these decisions, you can take a look at the research here, and also in the taxonomy page of the handbook. You can see a lot of the research that was done for us to get to these conclusions. Okay. Okay, so more than 15% of users want to learn more about Greenpeace whenever they get into the site. So About Us, it's a main category that should be very visible in the site structure and easily accessible by visitors, which is currently not the case. And here we just put examples of content that we could fit under this main category. For the About Us page, you could use a custom page built with block patterns because we do not have a template yet for this section. Okay, so then what you could put under About Us would be our history, mission and values, our victories, ships, annual reports, how we finance ourselves, people who make Greenpeace, and contact us. As stated before, this order is just a suggestion, and you might leave out or change or add any of the above concepts. And we do not recommend that you put all of them, as it is also important for the site structure to really reflect the real content of the page, and also that it's easy to navigate. So the next one, it's more tricky, which is the Get Informed or our work section. We thought about this because about 42% of users who visit the site want to learn more about environmental issues and are looking for a trustful source of information, which is why it's important to have a space to address the organization's main priorities and goals. The main topics Greenpeace is working on, also known as the high-level topics. And this basically can look like any broad topic that your office is working currently with, like climate change, nature, agriculture, oceans, etc. This is really going to depend on your campaigns, and this is a place where the latest campaigns and campaigns updates live, and where you can also put the recent victories, as well as maybe a space to present scientific research and investigations related to these topics. Here, I put an example for it to be a little bit clearer. So you are in the navigation and you get to the Get Informed part of the menu. And then you get displayed the high-level topic 1, high-level topic 2, and high-level topic 3. And within these ones, you have deep dive topics, which are basically more granular topics that are inside the high-level topic. And all of these have their own particular template made of block patterns and conceptualized in a way that it helps you to display the information I talked about. Okay, so this is another example, and we can see it live in the website of Denmark. Yeah, which is this one. Okay, so now we're at Greenpeace Denmark, and the Get Informed page is called Here We Work With, and here you get displayed the 3 high-level topics that they chose: climate change, agriculture, and nature. So then if you click on We Work With, you go to the Get Informed template, which is basically this page in which we talk a little bit more about the high-level topics: climate change, agriculture, and nature. And you also get like the article blog, in which like you can see all the articles related to this listed. But if you click on climate change, the high-level topic of the first high-level topic, you get a little bit more information about maybe statistics, and then a little bit more of context about the problem of climate change. And here you have this block in which you can go to the deep dive topics. In this case, the climate crisis, green transition, greenwashing, renewable energy, nuclear power, fossil fuels. And whenever you click on one of these, then you go to the deep dive template, in which you get like more granularity and more text and information regarding this specific topic. So yeah, I hope that makes it clearer. The Get Informed would be a category. The high-level topics would be a subcategories. Okay. So in theory, it is possible to add up to 10 high-level topics under Get Informed, but obviously we do not recommend this, as this defeats the purpose of simplifying and organizing concepts under a broader topic. So the maximum recommended amount is 5, but you can put less if that suits you better. Okay, so the next category we're gonna speak about is the take action, or also called what you can do. And this is based on the information that more than 22% of users want to get involved in different activities, such as living more sustainably, signing petitions, joining a local group, and attending a protest or an event. And a lot of them want to actively learn. So this is why we recommend this take action category, where users can find different sections, whether it's to take action by supporting a cause, or attending an event, acting daily, or actively learning about a topic, or finding other different ways to get involved. So yeah, basically we do have like a custom template available for your usage, which is called the Take Action template. And within this one, we recommend for you to put actions. We also have a template for actions available for your usage. But basically, it's a place where your campaigns can live, so that people can support a cause, attend events, or change their habits, or act daily in things. They could also be like this section to learn, like more concerned with quizzes, resources, videos, podcasts, school and education and material, latest investigations and research, school and education and materials, and also activities for kids and families. And we would also propose ways to get involved, which could be giving like more information about volunteering, guidance about making people starting their own campaigns, sharing their stories, sharing inspiration stories for the next generation, to donate, to leave a legacy, work with us, stay with us, manage your donation, and fundraising. News and stories. Well, as we had mentioned before in other of the categories, about 42% of users want to learn more about environmental issues and are looking for news and specific reports as a trustful source of information. So we have also identified that participants clearly made the distinctions between news written by Greenpeace and personal stories that could also be written by Greenpeace staff or volunteers, but also external people. So then we could also add new content types such as video, fact checks, news, frequently asked questions as a trustful source of info to fight against fake news. And maybe also a place for us for our latest actions around the world and investigation, Ships News and Press and Media Center, which are basically the subcategories that we are recommending here. And we are currently working on developing a news and story custom page. So it's not available yet, but it will be in the near future. And the things that we recommend under this news and story category would be latest news, top videos, latest actions, recent victories, ships news, latest investigations, inspirational stories, press and media center, campaign updates, and frequently asked questions. And last but not least, the donation part of the navigation, which is very important. We know that it's not the primary goal for users whenever they reach for our site, but obviously this is very important goal for us. So we should have a clear access to all pages related to donations, whether it's make a donation, become a donor, leave a legacy, fundraising, or managing your donation. So yeah, in general, this is all there is to our recommendations regarding the navigation menu.